Question number 6, the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Minister...
Order, I've called the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Minister of Police and asks, when she said, quote, New Zealand streets are safer with the addition of 384 extra frontline police officers deployed since December 2008, unquote, how many of those 384 new police officers were part of the third tranche of 407 police officers that the previous Labor government had funded for deployment within the 2008-09 year?
The Honourable Tony
Mr.
Ryan.
Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Police, I'm advised that the premise of the member's question is incorrect. There was not a third tranche of 407 police officers.
The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
To the Minister, does she think the people of Mana will feel any safer because of her claims of additional police across the country, given that police documents tabled in this House show their police district will actually have 46 fewer frontline police officers by the end of next year than they did when the third tranche of 1,000 additional police across the country came into force in mid-2009. Information obtained from the Minister's own department.
The Honourable Tony Ryle.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Police, the answer is the same as to the question that the member asked the other week. The fact is that compared to when this government came to office, there will be more police officers throughout New Zealand, 600 additional police officers.
Point of order, the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
Mr Speaker, I seek leave to table two documents from the New Zealand Police showing that the crime rate in Kapiti Mana district, where police numbers are dropping, increased by 6.5% between 2008-09 and by a further 0.2% in the year to July 2010.
Leave us sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is objection. A supplementary question, the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
To the Minister. Point of order.
Shut up.
The member has been called to ask a supplementary question. Point of order, the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
I've just been accused by that member of misrepresenting the facts, sir, and I take offence to that.
Order. The member knows all those sort of interjections go across the House all the time. I heard the member sitting right beside him use some very unparliamentary language to describe something the Minister of Finance was saying a short while ago, far more offensive than what the member just now interjected. Supplementary question, the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove. Order. I've called the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
I take offence at being accused of being a liar.
Order. If the member wishes to ask a supplementary question, he'll just do that. He was not accused of being a liar. Supplementary question, the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
To the Minister. Does she believe that New Zealand's streets are safer when she hears reports from a Hastings Sergeant, Kevin Stewart, that his section is attending fewer jobs due to workload and a lack of staff, and that, quote, even as recently as 6 years ago, I was arresting 100 people a year. Now the top arrest rate in my section is 50 per year, unquote.
The Honourable Tony Ryle.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Minister, of course, the Minister is always concerned if a police officer feels that way. But what the Minister is doing about it is she is putting tens of millions of dollars of extra money into the New Zealand Police Force. And by the end of our first term in office, there will be 600 additional frontline staff, including 300 in counties Manukau, making the streets safer for our nation.
The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
To the Minister, does she believe that New Zealand's streets are safer, considering the comments of a police supervisor that, quote, if the public knew the real numbers of General Duties branch staff policing the streets, they would be shocked, unquote, and the comments from Christchurch Sergeant Craig Pryor that, quote, we are not giving the public an acceptable level of service the way the General Duties branch is run now, unquote.
The Honourable Tony Ryle.
On behalf of the Minister of Police, those comments are being made, I think, with the complete lack of awareness of the tens of millions of dollars extra that this Minister has put into the police service, and the fact that within the end of our first term, there will be 600 additional frontline officers. Police know that they have a Minister who will support them strongly.
The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
How can she claim that New Zealand's streets are safer when police resources are seemingly so stretched that Auckland resident Pamela Percival called 111 late on Friday night when she was at home alone to report at least 2 men banging on her windows and doors and apparently trying to break into her house, but no police officer was sent to her aid because she sounded, quote unquote, very calm.
The Honourable Tony Ryan.
On behalf of the Minister of Police, I know the Minister of Police was shocked that happened. She has raised the matter with the police and demanded an immediate report from them on this. What I will say is the Minister is concerned that might happen because we simply don't want our Police Commissioner appearing before the Select Committee under a national government and saying that if you dial 111 as you did under Labor, you had to scream to get help.
Question. Point of order, the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
I seek leave to table a data table from the New Zealand Police showing that the third tranche of the 1,000 additional frontline police promised and funded by the previous Labor government totaled 407 and came into force during 2008-09 fiscal year from his own department.
Order. Would the member indicate the source from the New Zealand Police? Where was it published?
Data table from New Zealand Police.
Where was it published?
Published on their website.
On their website. Leave us sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is objection. Question number 7, Dr. Cam Calder. I apologise to the member. Point of order, the Honourable Annette King.
Mr Speaker, I seek leave to table Capital and Coast GP practice fees, which include the latest increase of a GP practice in Mana that has gone up by $7.50.
Order. Would the member indicate the source of the document? Sorry?
It is the Capital and Coast District Health Board's own publication.
Leave us sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection. Question number 7, Dr. Cam Calder.
Thank you, Mr.